Okay, guys, so welcome everyone. The recording is on from this very moment. And as usual, I want to start with saying, first of all, thank you everyone for coming. And this webinar has been organized by the Weekly Fasting Group, which is an international, very big group of individuals who practice abstinence from food for at least 24 hours every week in a synchronized way. So we fast between Friday and Saturday, like people from all over the world. Some people also extend it to 36 hours and further. And yeah, and it's just like one big family. So if you're watching this video later on and this idea appeals to you, you will find my phone number, my WhatsApp number. I am the facilitator of this group and my name is Arik. And you can just send me a message with your name, telling that you want to join the fasting group, and I will happily add you. Okay, so that was a brief introduction. And today we have Swati from India. She's going to enlighten us on the connection between physical body and the emotional body. Very interesting subject, fascinating subject. But we're going to start with a short guided meditation, just to bring ourselves to the present moment, to relax. And this meditation will also be guided by Swati.
Thank you,
Swati, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Namaste, everybody.
Namaste.
Everybody here. So many people have joined. And let us start with a simple, relaxing meditation. So let's all just sit straight in our chairs and keep both your feet on the floor, flat. Keep your hands on your thighs or knees and just sit as comfortably as possible. You can close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. Slowly take your attention to the whole body. And every time you breathe out, just relax. Now slowly take your attention to your feet. Try to observe your feet. Try to check if there's any tightness or any pain in your feet or ankles. If you find any pain or tightness, every time you breathe out the tightness, breathe out the pain. Relax, relax, relax. Every time you breathe in, you nourish your feet, you nourish your ankles. Every time you breathe out any tightness or pain. And relax, relax, relax. Slowly move your attention to your shins, knees, and thighs. And just check this part of your body for any tightness or any pain. If there's any tightness or if there's any pain, every time you breathe out the tightness, breathe out the pain. Every time you breathe in energy. Every time you breathe in life. Relax, relax, relax. Slowly move your attention to your hips, to your lower back, to your upper back and your shoulders. Try to scan this part of your body with your internal eyes and try to check if there's any pain. Try to check if there's any tightness in this part of the body. Every time you breathe out the pain. Every time you breathe out the tightness. Every time you breathe in energy. Every time you breathe in life. Relax, relax, relax. Slowly move your attention to your hands, palms, fingers, elbows, arms, and shoulders. Try to check both your hands, palms, and fingers for any sort of tightness or any sort of pain. Every time you breathe out the tightness. Every time you breathe out the pain. Every time you breathe in energy. Every time you breathe in life. Relax, relax, relax. Slowly take your attention to your head, forehead, face, neck, eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. Try to check the upper part of your body for any tightness or any sort of pain. Every time you breathe out the pain. Every time you breathe out the tightness. Every time you breathe in energy. Every time you breathe in life. Relax, relax, relax. Just listen to this beautiful song. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupoham, Amar Atma, Satchidanand मैं हूँ. शिवोहम, शिवोहम, शिव स्वरूपोहम. जिसे शास्त्र काटे न अग्नि जलाए, गलाए न पानी, न मृत्यु जनाए. वही आत्मा सच्चिदानंद मैं हूँ. शिवोहम, शिवोहम, शिव स्वरूपोहम. अमर आत्मा Sachidanandamaya. Slowly bring your attention back to your body. Just take a deep breath in. Exhale. Slowly move your toes and fingers. And slowly take both your hands together. Rub them. Place them on your eyes. And open your eyes. And welcome. So I hope you all enjoyed this small meditation.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wonderful. Body scan combined with sharing love with your body, bringing in the energy, breathing out. Yeah, breathing out all the pain and tension. Amazing. And your singing was very, very beautiful as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Swati, before we delve into this subject of emotions versus physical body, maybe you could, we have had lots of people joining the group actually recently, and like many of them might not know you, and actually most of those people who joined recently are Indians, they're from India. So maybe you could just present yourself in short, tell us how you got exposed to all those subjects of natural healing. What are you doing nowadays? You know, and then we will just delve into this subject.
Right. Yeah, that's thank you so much for that. Swati Dhariwal, and I'm practicing nature cure. I got introduced to this way of life from my father. So when I was 5 years old, he learned nature cure and he started his practice in Chennai. And since I was 5, I would assist him with everything that he did. And because I was really fascinated with what he was doing. And with time, I started reading more on it, and I would actively participate in everything that he did. So I learned everything practically under him. And later on, I also did my diplomas in nature cure. So since last 25 years, I've been practicing this on my own. Since last 5-6 years, I have started taking in people. So people can come and stay with me for their healing. And what we do in nature cure, that's something which we need to understand. In natural nature cure, the idea is whatever health issues somebody is facing today, whether it can be physical health issues or mental health issues, we believe that it is just the result of the way you've been living all these years, how your lifestyle has been all these years, and what you have been eating all these years. So what we do is I just introduce them to a changed lifestyle, and a changed food habit routine. And I try to introduce them to a life which is more in sync with nature, or which is more closer to nature. And ultimately what happens is the body, which is part of nature, as we all know, the body, when we stop giving it the stuff which it is not comfortable with, it starts healing itself, it starts cleansing itself, it starts getting better and better. So I just help them with a changed routine, wherein I introduce more of natural elements in their lifestyle. And along with it, I also help them to change to a healthier diet. And with time, slowly, we also introduce them to fasting. We begin with intermittent fasting, and slowly I guide them more towards fasting once a week, or usually I tell them that they need to listen to their bodies to be able to actually understand when the body needs a fast. So accordingly, they need to go on to fast whenever the body is prompting one. So this is what I do. And I'm based in Tamil Nadu, in the southern part of India, in a small town called Arik. And this is what I've been doing. And I love doing what I'm doing because this connects me to more like-minded people. And That's what we all look out for, like to get connected with people who are more like-minded. Yeah. So
absolutely amazing. Yeah. Amazing story. Yeah, this subject of emotions, how our emotions affect our bodies fascinates me, because and especially now I think it is so relevant, because so many people are so stressed right now, like getting all those news and the doubts, vaccinate, not to vaccinate, what will happen in the future, plenty of worries. So I think we have to help people, to enlighten people, so to let them understand the role of emotions, of healthy emotions, so please enlighten us on this important subject.
Yes, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so let's begin with, I would like to first introduce this idea, like uh, what we believe in Nature Cure is the emotions and the thoughts and the ideas that occur to you, they are very much related, they are very much connected to what's happening in your body, because the thoughts that are occurring in your mind are produced from a brain which is fed by the blood which has been produced by the body. So it's all interconnected. So you just cannot say like this is separate and that is separate. They both go hand in hand. Like your emotional health will affect your physical health. Your physical health also will affect your emotional health. So it's vice versa. Both of them walk hand in hand. It's not like one thing is there and the other thing may not be there. It's not like that. Both of them will go hand in hand. And how do we understand, like how does this happen? So this can be explained very easily and clearly by in Nature Cure. What we say is when your lifestyle is disturbed, or when the way you eat, what you are feeding your body, what sort of food you're giving your body, what sort of information you're feeding yourself, is what is going to form the basis of how you are going to respond or react in your life, right? Because what goes in gets processed and is reproduced when needed, right? So whatever food, in India, we have a very simple saying that goes, in Hindi it is said, Jaise khave an vaisa hove man. It means whatever you are feeding your body is going to affect equally the way your thoughts are going to be. Like what food is going in is going to influence the way your thoughts are going to be. Yeah, because if I'm going to eat something which is simple, which is very easy to digest, what happens is there's not much of residue behind in the body. The body is able to process it, the body is able to digest it and eliminate the residue, the unwanted matter. But then these days, the way we are eating, usually we are eating too much of heavy food, and we eat very often. So we don't really give much of time for the body to process whatever has already gone in. So what happens is, like, just because there's not much of energy left behind, or there's not much of time left for the whole processing or for the whole metabolism to happen, there is a lot of retention, or there is a lot of stuff which has not been processed and which is just lying there around in the body for waiting for the right time or the opportunity to when it can be thrown out. So just the same way, if whatever we are reading or whatever experiences we get in our lives, what sort of people we meet, what sort of information we collect, so all these also go in, all that is also taken in, absorbed by the mind and the body. And if it is processed properly, and if it is if you don't really hold on to the experiences or bad information, or information that is not really relevant, what happens is, like, if usually we end up actually holding on to a lot of stuff, a lot of information, a lot of experiences, a lot of things that are going around us. So what happens is, all these information also, when they are not properly processed and when there's a lot of backlog, even they start creating a lot of issues, like even this can result in how you are going to react in the future to situations that is going to be presented to you in life, right? So whatever you eat, if it is not properly digested, I said there's going to be a lot of retention. And this retained matter along with the retained emotions or experiences, what happens is these in the long run start producing more of toxins, because something that is decaying somewhere in some part of the body, it just doesn't lie there just like that. It just keeps on decaying. And something that is decaying can produces more of toxins, and these toxins are again thrown back into the bloodstream. And this bloodstream, which has more of acidic content, or which has more toxic content, is being fed to all the cells, right? So these cells are being fed by unhealthy blood now. And this same blood is also going to your brain, and the brain cells are also fed by this unhealthy or acidic blood. So even the brain cells cannot function normally after it has received something which is not very compatible to it, right? So this is why our thoughts, our emotions, our the mindset starts getting a little wobbly, right? So whenever then life starts presenting to us different situations, because life is not always a beautiful story. Like there are always ups and downs. It's always not 100% happy stuff happening around, right? Lots of situations coming up, lots of there can be you may have some issues with some people, or there can be some tough situation coming up in life. So during these situations, how do we react is what is going to it is being produced by the situation that we have created inside our body. And again, if we are going to tend to be reacting the same way again and again, this again is going to tend to make our life body even more stressed. Like for example, if I have some irritation inside me, if I'm being triggered by somebody who is trying to harm me, or who is trying to create some situation for me, I may get angry. And if my reaction is anger, what happens is, for that moment, I may have solved the situation, but the anger would have created certain disturbances in my internal system. And as this was an easy way out for me, I may tend to repeat the same reaction whenever life presents with the same sort of situation to me. So if this becomes my habit, what happens is, already I told you, like already there is some retention in the body, there is some toxic matter in the body, which is the source of this irritation. And if I tend to let the same sort of reaction happen again and again and again, this can again trigger more of negative effects in my body. For example, if I'm getting angry, my digestion will be disturbed. The food that I've eaten may not be digested very well. So again, the undigested food is going to be, it's going to turn into some toxic matter. So it's a cycle. Like how my body reacts, how my mind reacts, how do I react, is going to again affect how my body is going to feel from inside. Like, for example, you would have observed, like sometimes when you're happy, you'll feel light, you'll feel so carefree, you'll feel so good. But whenever you're angry, you'll feel so tight, you feel this lot of stress in the mind, in the brain, the body is tightened. So after you have calmed down, you realize that the body is really tired, right? But when you were happy, after during that period, or after the period when you were happy, you will feel lighter, you'll feel better. So these positive emotions, these positive emotions and feelings, they always make you, they always keep you calm and relaxed. And the negative emotions can always create certain reactions in the body, wherein the body will be more tightened, or the system will be more stressed up. And when the system is tightened and stressed up, it just cannot function normally. For any bodily function to happen perfectly or normally, the body has to be in a state of relaxation, right? So this is how the emotions and the physical health is connected, right? So there are different emotions which can affect different parts of the body more. Like generally, it's the whole body which is being damaged in the long run with any sort of negative emotions, but certain emotions can affect certain parts of your body more. So let's take up the first and the most commonly presented negative emotion that we see around. Like whenever I travel outside, especially when I travel in the cities, I always see that people are always short-tempered. People are always angry. They're always abusive. So this I've noticed, like this is usually because there's too much of anger in them, and the anger is usually triggered by a disturbance in the liver or the gallbladder. Yeah. So whenever somebody who is getting angry again and again, who has a basic tendency of being angry most of the time, if they get if they try to check get a bodily checkup, they'll find that there is some disturbance in their liver and in their kidneys. So what can a person do to really change the situation? What we can do is like, okay, let's talk about the remedies in the end, because for all I'm going to talk about a very common set of remedies. So the next will be like, if somebody is after anger, we can talk about hate. Like usually people have a lot of anger when they have a lot of hatred towards some people or some situation or some sort of just like what you have these days, like the coronavirus situation coming up. So you may have some hatred towards certain such situations or people. So when you have hatred, you tend to end up being angry, right? So these emotions of hatred and anger can affect your gallbladder. It can affect your liver majorly, right? And it can also affect your heart in the long run. So the next emotion that we're going to talk about can be about fear. Fear is a very, very common situation today, because in today's situation, I can see a lot of fear among people. Fear of the virus, fear of the future, or fear of their health situation. So what happens with fear is like when you have a lot of fear in your mind all the time, constantly, if you're afraid of things, it ends up affecting your kidneys. It ends up affecting your kidney function. So it's better not to try. It's always, whenever you are going through such emotional, whenever you feel that you are having a negative emotion coming up, it's better to observe yourself. It's better to just take a step back, a little bit back, and just try to observe what's happening, and just try to observe what's happening around you, and try to calm yourself down. Try to breathe yourself, take deep breaths, and try to understand the situation and try to find a solution to the situation, instead of just going on being in a cycle of repetition of fear again and again. Because repeated, if you keep on being in the same sort of emotional condition again and again and again for a long time, it ends up affecting certain parts of your body. Like the fear will end up affecting your kidney function, and this can lead to diseases which are connected with the kidneys, like the urinary infections or the bladder issues, or maybe you will have frequent urination or lesser urination, stuff like that. Yeah. So the next negative emotion we can talk about is about grief or sadness. So very often, like there can be a situation where you may have lost a loved one, or you may have lost something really which was really very dear to you, and you may end up being so sad inside. You may end up not being able to share it with people, or just taking it out or removing it from your mind or heart. So this sadness which is sitting inside you can make you feel a tightness in your chest, resulting in having lung issues. So usually people who are asthmatic, or people who have respiratory issues, or who have difficulty breathing, they usually carry some sort of grief or some sort of sadness in their minds or in their hearts, which they have not been able to resolve. Right? So we need to, if you see that there's some sort of this sort of pattern repeating again and again, then you need to address. You need to look back into your past. You need to look back into your life and try to find out where the trigger is, where the reason is, or where the situation was, where you absorbed or you held on to some sort of sadness or grief, and you are not able to give up on it. So try to work on it. Try to be able to get over it with help, maybe, or maybe by yourself work. You need to work on yourself to be able to get over all that. Yeah. So the major issues that women today are facing all over the world is issues of the uterus. And that is majorly because of a lot of insecurity that women go through, or a lot of trauma, or a lot of guilt that they carry. So that results in issues that they have in the uterus. So women need to address this situation, wherein they should, if there's some sort of a guilt inside them, or there's some trauma that they've faced, or some sort of insecurity in their life, it's better to address it, to watch it, to look what the reason is, what the cause is, and try to get over it. So these are different emotions, negative emotions, which are affecting the different parts of the body. And there's one more different issue that you can see. Lots of people have stiff joints. Lots of people have joint pains, or pain in their knees, or pain in the neck, or pain in the lower back. So these pains in the joints is usually a sign that there's some sort of stiffness, or some sort of like somewhere you are not able to adapt to the situation or accept whatever is around you. So where you are not being very flexible in your thoughts, maybe. So this is where this is what results in stiff joints or joints pains. Yeah. So if you are having some sort of condition which is related to the joints, then you need to see to it where you are rigid in your thoughts. You need to observe, you need to study your thoughts, you need to study what sort of thought patterns going inside you all the time, and try to see where the stiffness is, or where are you not able to let go of things, or where you are not able to adapt to whatever is presented to you by life, right? So these are the different situations, or different emotions which result in different damaging different parts of the body. But majorly, what I will tell is, overall, if your lifestyle is okay, if your food habits are okay, all these situations can be taken care of. You just need to give yourself the right food and the right rest, wherein all the inputs that has gone inside you, the input in the form of food, or the input in form of the breath, or input in the form of thoughts, or input in form of information, or if you give yourself enough time to process all this, it will be properly metabolized, and whatever is needed can be retained, and whatever is not needed can be removed. And so when unwanted stuff is removed, then there's not any excess retention in the body, so you are able to live a healthier and better life. What I call this as, like, we are constipated at different levels. Like, if we are constipated at the physical level, if the bowels are not really moving, then that is constipation at the physical level. And if you are not breathing too well, very often people end up breathing, taking very, very short breaths, like when you're thinking too much, or when you're stressed, and when you're worried, or when you are planning about things, what happens is you usually end up breathing only to the half of the lungs capacity. So whenever you're breathing out, you're not breathing out all the toxic gas that has been accumulated in the lungs when you're breathing just halfway. So what happens is this retained or toxic gas is also not going to help your body to flourish or to heal. So we need to address this also. Like we need to see to it that we are not constipated even at the breath level. And that can be done by practicing deep breathing or belly breathing. And this, whenever you have time, whenever you are aware, so anytime, anywhere, you can just try to take care of your breath, take deep breaths, keep a hand on your belly, keep a hand on your chest, and see to it that whenever you're breathing in, the belly is out. Whenever you breathe out, the belly goes in. So this way, you just practice deep breathing again and again and again. And when you're practicing deep breathing, you are helping your body to throw out the toxic gas which has been retained in the lungs. So the toxic gas, so even this will help you to calm down and take care, balance your emotions. Again, if you are collecting a lot of information in the form of a lot of memories, for example, if somebody has faced some sort of traumatic situation in life, some sort of traumatic or sad situation in life, wherein you may have lost somebody you love, or you may have had a breakup, or you may have had some loss in your businesses or whatever. So whatever the situation, if you keep on holding on to those sad memories, if you keep on holding on to those sad situations, what happens is even this will keep your mind tight all the time. It will not let your mind to be free and relaxed. So this also in turn, in the long run, can affect your emotions and how you're going to react to different situations, which are going to be again presented to you in life. So if you have experienced anything like this, it's good to sit with it, think on it, and try to do some deep breathing along with it, just like how we did in the meditation. And just whenever you're breathing out, try to breathe out all the sadness in you, or the hurt in you. And whenever you're breathing in, try to breathe in as much love and as much of energy that is possible. And this way you can just try to help your mind to clear off of unnecessary memories and unnecessary emotions, right? And whenever you're reading something, whenever you're watching something, even then I would suggest try to choose the right literature, try to choose the right movies that you're watching, try to choose the right stories that you're watching, so that all the information that is going in, let that be of some use. If not, please don't clutter your brain with a lot of unwanted information, because again, the mind has to process all that and try to remove unwanted information. But then if you don't have enough time to do all that for yourself every day, if you're not in the habit of meditating every day, if you're not in the habit of sitting with yourself and calming yourself down and just observing yourself, then what happens is all this information again in the mind can create a lot of irritation in the long run. So be mindful of what you're reading, be mindful of what you're watching, so that whatever is going in has to be the right thing, that something which your body or your mind needs. So that unwanted information doesn't create any unwanted residue, and this unwanted residue can create or cause more of internal irritation. And this internal irritation is what will result in different negative emotions being reflected whenever a situation is being presented to you in your life. Right? So am I being clear until now? Like, does anybody have any?
Absolutely clear. And that's the good point to stop for a moment and just let people ask questions about what you have just told us.
Right.
So guys, you are welcome to just unmute yourself and ask your questions directly. Yeah, so Cicely says very clear and concise. That's right. So guys, just ask your questions if you have any.
I was going to add, can I say something?
Sure,
please.
absolutely.
Okay, I was going to add that what you said about the intake of what we intake into our stomachs via the food circulates through the blood and creates emotions and thoughts. And that makes so much sense. I mean, that was the connecting point that I needed, because what we intake in our eyes, goes into our brain, and then what we intake into our ears also goes into our brain, and all of this circulates. It's kind of, it's ringing a bell of like as above, so below. Like the brain and the intestines are, it's like the you might say the motherboard of a computer.
Very true. Very true.
Yes, that's really good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so this is a very good example that you gave. What happens is, whatever thoughts and emotions are going on in here, it is reflected in your gut. It's reflected in your stomach. It's reflected in your digestion. So it's both are so very much connected. Like if you're calm and easy here, then you're calm and easy in your gut too. And then everything that's the blood that's being going to be produced by the digestion after the digestion is going to be healthier. But then if you are tight here, if you are unhappy here, if you are it will be reflected in your stomach, and that is going to be reflected in how your health is going to be. So that's a very good example you gave. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, please ask more questions if you have.
Yeah.
Swati, I wanted to ask you on the practical level, because you told about choosing the information we receive. Let's say you have a person, and this person is in few WhatsApp groups.
Right.
And in the WhatsApp groups, everyone posts whatever they want. So some of the information might be relevant, but then if this person doesn't want it, they might be exposed to information that is not really good for them as well. So so is the solution is to get rid of those groups altogether, or like how to manage, or maybe there are particular techniques, even if a person got exposed to negative information, to transform it or to let it go. So maybe you could elaborate on that, because on the practical level, people do get exposed to lots of negative information, even if they don't want to.
Very true. Very true. Very good question, Arik. Thank you so much for bringing this up.
Yeah.
Because this is very, very relevant today, because whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, you are exposed to a lot of unwanted information around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or and you just go anywhere, you just switch on the TV and there's unwanted information coming up, which can affect your thoughts and your mind and your status of your mind. So the best way to get out of all this is, what I do is I try to just take a step back, try to watch, try to observe, try to understand what the situation actually is, and try to place this in the overall grand design. Like just try to place this in the whole large design of the universe, and see that this is something really very small. This is not really as big as it seems to present itself to me in a way. So if I'm just trying to understand this in connection with nature, and this is a very good way of trying to get over any sort of negative emotion, because when you try to understand this in connection with nature, if you just try to place this in nature and try to understand the perspective, it will be very clear to you that this actually doesn't matter much in the long run. Ultimately, what matters is if I'm okay where I am for now. So if I try to observe like that, if I give myself some time to reflect on it, I can actually get over it. But sometimes people actually end up getting more confused when they are reflecting, because their thoughts are more in the form of fearful thoughts. They might think about, okay, like they might feel that there's no way out of this situation. There's no solution to the situation. So the thought can just be running in loops, and this can create more stressful situation for them. So to get out of this, the best thing is to immediately try to watch your breath. Just sit in a place, calm down, keep your back straight, and try to keep your nose parallel to the floor. And so that way your backbone is straight. Try to pull your stomach in and keep your hands on your lap and just try to observe your breath. Because what I've noticed is the breath is the best remedy or the best way somebody can control their mind. Because directly when you breathe in, like every time you breathe in, the air, the oxygen that's going in is immediately reaching your brains through the blood. So if you're going to take deeper breaths, if you're going to take more of oxygen inside, it is going to reach your brain and relax it. And once the mind is relaxed, then it will be able to understand the situation better, and the thoughts will not run in loops anymore. So the first thing we can do is calm ourselves down, sit down and observe the breath and try to improve your breathing pattern. Because if you're worried, you might be taking short breaths. Even if you try to take deeper breaths, it might not be easy. It might not be possible because of the tightness in your mind, because of the constriction in your heart, because of the fear, because of the pain. So what we can do is try to do some counting in your mind along with the breath. Every time you're breathing in, take 4 counts. And every time you're breathing out, let the count be either 6 or 8 times. So your breathing in has to be shorter, and your breathing out has to be longer. So that way what will happen is every time you're breathing out, you'll be breathing out the toxic gases that are being stuck inside. And whatever you have absorbed while you're breathing in, that oxygen will be able to reach the cells more. And this way you will see that your mind is calming down, and slowly, after maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes of deep breathing, you will realize that actually whatever the information you were worried about doesn't matter anymore. So the first thing is taking care of your breath. And second thing that one person can do to get out of this sort of a situation, or this sort of a mindset or emotional situation, I usually advise people to go out in nature. Like just don't stick to your room, don't stick to your sofa, don't keep sitting where you are. Just get up and move the body. First move the body, go out in nature, sit near a tree, sit near the plants, and just watch the nature, just watch the birds, just watch the clouds in the sky. So try to get into the larger space. Don't be in constricted spaces, don't be in small spaces where you can still feel very claustrophobic. Go out, feel free, feel more open. When you're out there, when you're breathing in more of fresh oxygen and air, your mind starts relaxing. And when you're connected with nature, your mind actually starts calming down. And I would advise better go grounding also at the same time. Don't wear your footwear, walk on the earth barefoot, so that even that will help you to calm down faster. So that way, just calm down and you'll start feeling better very soon. Maybe just within a half an hour, you will be perfectly into a different state of mind altogether. Right? So this is also a very good way of calming yourself down and getting out of the negative situations or thoughts or emotions that are coming up. Right? So very often, like all the health issues, what I've observed is like, it's due to people having a lot of suppressed lot of emotions, suppressed lot of their desires, or suppressed lot of their wants and needs. So it's better to always reflect on it, always think on it, take time out every day for some time, and just sit with yourself, just observe yourself, just go through your life and see how your life has been, and if possible, write, like get into the habit of journaling every day, because that is the best way to remove all the information in your mind which is cramming your mind out. And the more information is out, the freer your mind is, the freer your heart is. So it's good to write about anything that's coming up in your mind, whether it's a happy thing, whether it's a sad thing, if you're angry on somebody, if you want to shout at somebody, if you just want to pour all your anger out on somebody, it's better to write it down. Write. And once you've done with writing, you might not feel that emotion in your heart anymore. You might start feeling more calmer. If not, if the negative emotion is still there, keep writing about it again and again whenever you get time. And with time, you realize that that particular situation or that particular anger or that particular emotion is losing its control over you. And with time, you will start feeling more calm down about that situation or that person or whatever the situation is. Yes. So with time, you would have got rid of the negative emotion that was being stored in your mind or your heart. So journaling also is a very, very good tool to really bring out or remove anything that is not needed in yourself, whether it can be an information or an emotion, right? So getting into the habit of journaling is also really good. And meditation is a very, very powerful tool. If it's possible for somebody to get into the habit of meditation, it's a really very, very powerful tool to really get over any sort of information that is not needed in you, any sort of emotion which is not needed inside you, or any sort of negative feelings that's being stored inside you. So if it is possible, get into that. If not, that's an easy way out also. Like for people who just cannot sit in a place and meditate, there's another form of meditation. And that is what I call as doing something that you really love to do. Mm-hmm. So just try to find out what is it that really you love to do in your life. Like if it's not, again, putting in more information, like people may say, like, I just love to watch movies. Like if I'm stressed, I just like to sit and watch movies, or if I'm stressed, I'd like to just go and eat a certain kind of food. No, please don't put in more stuff, either in the form of food or in the form of any movies or information. Try to remove more from inside. That is what we need to do, right? So do something which you really love to do. So you have some talents in you. You have some, something that's really very, very unique to you. Try to use that to better the world, or try to use that to help somebody else. If you love painting, just sit and paint, and maybe you will get over, that will work like a meditation for you, and you will start feeling better about yourself, because it will make you feel good about yourself. Or if you like to sing, please go ahead, sing to your heart's full. If you love to dance, please go ahead, dance. If you love to help people, go out, do some, just look around. People need help all the time. Try to help somebody. So do something that you really love to do. Even that is a way of meditation. So even that can help you to calm down and to feel better about yourself, because ultimately how you feel about yourself is what is going to really take you forward in a better manner in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So these are, yes. And to get over any sort of negative emotion, as I told you, you need to go out in nature and make it a point to get the sun every day. Because we are nature's beings, and we were supposed to be out there in the open, but then due to some sort of fear, or in the name of protection, we have started living in houses, and we are stuck in our homes most of the time. We don't get enough of sun. Even if we go out, we try to see to it that we have some protection from the sun. Either people apply some sunscreen, or people try to like get some protection from the sun, which is not okay, because we need the sun. Without the sun, life is not possible on earth at all. If the sun, like people say, like if the sun moves away even a couple of inches from the earth, maybe life will just get destroyed on the earth. So it is that important. So we need that sun's light. When you go out in the sun, our nervous system, our nerves get direct energy from the sun, and that strengthens it, that gives it more energy, and that will make our internal system to work in a better manner. So please get a lot of sun every day, as much as possible, an hour or two minimum. And if it's possible to get more, that's really well and good for you. So that's one of the ways how you can manage your stressful situations in life. Drink a lot of water, spend time in nature, talk to somebody with whom you can talk about anything and everything without being judged. Even that's a very good way of letting go of any emotions or any trauma or any situation that might be going on in your mind, right? So, and the best food that one can eat to get over all these situations are eating lots of fruits, because fruits are the best form of food. And when you eat a lot of fruits, the body is happier. And when the body is happier, the mind is happier and calmer. And in my experience, I've seen when people come for healing, or when people come for learning about how to change their lifestyle and food habits, once they get onto this way of life, they see a huge change in the way how they used to react before and how they started reacting now. Like before, they may be getting angry very often. They may have a lot of jealousies in them. But after a month or 2 months or 3 months of change in lifestyle and food habits, they notice that they don't get angry anymore. They have clearer thoughts. They have a clearer mind. They don't have much of like, they are not jealous about others improvements or others achievements. So there's a lot of changes that you can see, because whenever the toxic matter is released from the body, all the toxic emotions which are held with those toxic matter is also removed. So the way you're going to react is going to be different, because there's not much of unwanted emotions inside you anymore. So changing your food habits and changing your lifestyle also helps you to get over these negative emotions very soon. So anybody has any questions?
Hello. Hi, Swati. Hi, Arik.
Hello.
Hi. I just wanted to say that, just a thought that people are so complicated. I mean, in addition, of course, we've got the physical body, but humans are not just, don't just live, eat, and that they're so complicated, all these emotions. Our life is so complicated. So in addition to the physical body, we also got emotional body, spiritual body, mental body. So, I mean, it's not, I mean, we have a body and we have certain needs, but humans are so complicated. We don't eat what we're supposed to eat, and all the addictions, drinking, eating, smoking is so complicated. But at the end of the day, we've got our body is like, well, we've got a biological body with certain needs. So, I mean, how do we deal with all these toxins? I mean, we're not normal animals. We don't live simple and natural lives. We're so complicated, suffer from so many toxins, both physical, all the food and junk food rather, and smoking and drinking and emotional toxins, all this information, and especially what's going on now in the world. How do you call it? Brainwashing and pressure and panic. Yep. So I don't know how does the human body deal with all these toxins?
Very, very good question. Very good question. Very much relevant in today's times. First, see, just as you told, we have this physical body, we have the spiritual body, we have the mental body, we have the energy body. So all these are interconnected, yes. The physical body, whatever's going inside the physical body influences the other bodies also. Like whatever information, whatever food that is going inside is going to affect my energy body. It is going to be affect my mental body, the mental thoughts. And ultimately, this is going to result in affecting my spiritual body also, because my soul is going to be either too much clamored by heavier karmas due to the way I am eating, the way I am living. And if I live a simpler and easier life, the physical body is going to start cleaning up. And when my physical body starts cleaning up, it is going to result in more cleaner energy flow in my body. And this ultimately will result in better thought patterns or better status. And this ultimately is going to result in better actions on my part, resulting in better spiritual life or my spiritual health getting better. So this is a very good question. I can explain this. Excuse me. There's a very good example. I belong to what to say. I follow a sort of philosophy which is called the Jain philosophy. If you've ever heard of it, wherein what we have seen is like people, just like you and me, they are born, and the day they realize that this is not what they were born on this earth for, they try to look for the truth, and they just try to go away from homes, go away from their families, and go into meditation, go into fasting. And with time, what happens is this: the body gets cleansed because they keep fasting for a long time, and with the longer fasts, the bodies get cleansed. And when the body gets cleansed, there's more of awareness in them. They have more clarity of thought, and with time, they can become omniscients. They can become people who have all the knowledge, who can have all the information that they want, and they can have all the awareness that they want. So this is how the human body is supposed, or human being is supposed to evolve with time, which is what we see in the fasting group when we see different people who are trying to live lives of where they are trying to become breatharians or things like that. So this is how the human beings are supposed to be evolving with time like that. So what I understand is we need to start with the physical body first, because that is the easiest, that is the most tangible thing that we can actually look at and understand, and try to feed it with something which is tangible, which is something which we can look at and understand, right? So I can deal with my physical body first, because there are people who can meditate and try to work through their mind towards their body. But I feel it's easier to work from your body. First, you work on your body, and ultimately this will lead to more clarifications and advancements in the other status also. So first thing what we can do is try to change the way we eat. First, try to get more into nature. Try to cleanse the body first. Try to remove all that is not needed in the body first, so that the flow of energy is better. And when the energy flow is better, the way we are going to think is going to change. With time, my thought process is going to change. The way I'm going to react to situations is going to change, because I'm going to be more comfortable in myself, because my energies are more flowing in a better manner all through my body. So this ultimately will slowly take me more towards betterment, will take me more towards enlightenment, towards more of clarity of thoughts. And this ultimately is going to result in more of spiritual improvement. So it's easier to start with your physical body, is what I understand.
Yes, it's like, well, animals like eat mono diet. It's not cooked. It's not, everything is simpler. But we're looking for excitement and new how would you say, joys and new satisfactions. Like animals live, and the more we complicate our lives and the more new flavors we foods and flavors and new things like different toxins. People look for different things that cause them pleasure, but actually these are toxins. And yes, it affects it's more toxins. And the more we simplify life, like we get back to nature and get rid of all the toxins and live simple life and eat the basic foods we were meant to eat, and don't drink and smoke, and and then that affects the mind and also the emotions. And we can reach, just like you're saying, our full potential, like all these autonomous people that speak, or breatharians that speak about higher abilities, mind capabilities, like more awareness, more intuition, more knowledge. That's what you said.
So yes, what everybody is looking around for is, all the time we are looking for instant gratification. That is what everybody is looking around for. That is where we are looking for new tastes and new experiences and new highs in different forms. Like people want to drink to get into a state of high. People want to get into drugs just to get into a state of high. Or people want to get into some sort of physical activity to experience a state of high. But then we don't really realize that all these states of highs are not what we are actually seeking. These are all temporary states of high. And this is something which is after the moment these highs are going to be, you're going to be out of this status, you are not going to feel good about yourself. And this everybody would have experienced. Like after you have drunk a lot, and that moment you may have enjoyed drinking, but the next day when you are experiencing the hangover, you're not really happy in your body or in your mind about what you did, right? The body is not happy. The body is really tired. The body is really feeling sick. So these highs are not really what we are actually looking for. These are instant gratifications, or we are trying to look for some instant pleasure, which is not what actually we are seeking. What we are seeking is permanent pleasure, permanent feeling of a permanent status of high, a permanent situation wherein you are feeling really happy and really blissful all the time. So this is what we are striving for actually, and that is possible. And that is possible by just removing all the toxic matter inside you, inside your body, and ultimately trying to remove all the toxic information or matter inside your minds. And this ultimately is going to help you to feel life as it is, and just let you experience your soul's true, the true essence of the soul of being happy and blissful all the time. So once somebody has experienced this, maybe partially or in a larger chunk, once you experience it, you would never ever want to go back to the petty or the smaller or ways of feeling high for some time, or just getting pleasure for a short time. So once you experience something better, you stop going behind something which is not really that helpful in your spiritual upliftment.
Exactly. Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Sure, absolutely.
Well, what you're saying is, while you were saying it, I just kept, because I've been telling people this is, and to bring it up to modern times, everything down here on Earth that we're doing, we're basically cloning from the human body. Like the computer, it's a clone of the body. And now when you talk about the programming and our wiring, our energy inside, we've cloned electricity where we plug in, and the fiber cords where the information goes to the telephone used to, and even in the internet cords, it's a tube, and there's many, many wires in there, and information is going and coming back and forth. However, when we used to bury them in the ground, whenever dirt soaked in or water, something that was not compatible with it, the same as our body and our energy, food. I've watched a video where they had a GMO plant and a regular plant, and there's some kind of harmonics where they could pinch it on the leaf of the plant, and there's the computer system that actually reads the energy of the plant in its music. And so that energy, that music, the harmonic, goes into our bodies and does the same to our blood, and sends to be able to send these energies up and down inside of us. And to touch on what the young lady just said, we have been, and it's been a matter of generation to the point where now the media has labeled us consumers. We are consumers. And see, when we're told over and over and over we're consumers, that's what we do. We go out and buy more. We go out and eat more. We go, here you can't go to a place now and get a regular cup size drink, 8 ounce. You get the guy 16 or supersize it, on. So basically, if you think about the fiber optics being our inside internal exchange of energy, if you take and crush the wiring of a computer, going back and forth, it's going to stop. So it has a lot to do with that motherboarding. It all fits to me. It just all makes perfect sense to me now. Exactly.
Yeah, very well explained.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Swati, I wanted to ask you, I have noticed that negative information is addictive, and
yes.
lots of people just cannot do anything. Like they have to open the social media and read all this garbage, or they have to open the TV or read the newspaper. Now, on the physiological level, do you have any idea why it is so addictive? And why are so many people are addicted to bad news, to negative news?
Yeah. Yes, I can. What I understand is, like, basically, since the beginning of time, human beings, like the way we are wired, we are always trying to protect ourselves from any situation that can present to us as a danger. So we are always ready to protect ourselves. We always want to be like either we need to fly from a situation or fight a situation. So our minds are always, it's basically programmed that way. So what happens is, once you have started working on yourself, you might not find it that difficult to get over all these negative news and all this negative information. But if you have not started working on yourself, then there can be a lot of negativity still in you, which can attract you towards that negative information. And you try to find out situations and information which can present any threat to you, so that you think that you're trying to protect yourself or trying to hard enough to find out whatever issues there can be and try to find a way to get out of it. So human beings think about it, and this is why they are trying to get more information, try to read more about what's happening around them. But actually, we don't realize that we are, instead of actually trying to find solutions to situations, we are actually complicating our lives and confusing our minds and creating more of negative information in ourselves. So it's better not to get into all these information. I usually advise people to stop watching news. I usually advise people to stop reading the newspaper. Don't subscribe to any newspaper. Don't watch news, because every news is paid for. There's no genuine information which is being floated out there. So stop watching it. It's of no use to you. The best information and news that you can get is out there in nature. So if you are living in a city, try to move out of the city, try to move to a more natural place. wherein you are able to just go out of your house or just walk around maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes and you are out there in nature. That is the information that you actually need. That is the environment that you actually need. So what?
Yeah, I was going to add, because we are consumers, anything that we stop consuming, we start to have withdrawal. And the brain, exactly what you said, Swati, the brain is programmed to protect no matter what, anything different. So it's taking several generations to program one generation after the next, do this. Mommy said, do this. Mommy said it because grandmother said it, do this, do this. But when, it's like someone that is on, and I want to say drugs, but food is a drug too, because we consume it and we're all addicted to it. But when someone is on prescription drugs and you stop it, you have withdrawal. When you are used to coming home at night, like a lot of people will have a drink, a cocktail, and you stop it, you have withdrawal. So anything that you stop letting your body have, it's going to react. It takes a short period of time to get over it, but ones that have created habit, it's very, very difficult.
Yep.
Very, very.
Yeah. Because it's easier to fall back on something which is going to give you some instant gratification or some instant feeling of security. But this is not what is going to last you all through your lifetime. So it's better to look for long-lasting solutions than to look for some short-term solutions.
Well, it may last you, but you will set in the same, there'll be no growth. It just, someone that is intaking the same thing over and over and over, and then tries to stop, but then they turn around and go back. And there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about a dog that eats something that makes him sick and he throws it up. But yet 15 minutes later, he goes back and eats the same thing. That's what you call stupid, So it's like, when you eat healthy and you start to detox and you're getting good, and then you go out to dinner with a friend and then you just, oh, well, I'll do it this time. You're going to feel sick again.
Yeah. But then, yes, this is what human beings end up doing over and over again. But then, yes, slowly with time, I'm sure people are evolving and they will evolve.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, that's what the soul is here for. And every soul is an enlightened soul. Every soul is an enlightened soul deep inside. So with time, slowly, they will evolve and get over all those restrictions and all those misinformation and negative emotions, and they will proceed and they will move more towards enlightenment. And that's for sure with time. That's what is going to happen with everybody. But everybody will take their own time to be there.
So grateful.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, guys, do you have any more questions? You are welcome to unmute yourself and just ask directly.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Arik.
Hi.
Hello, Swati. Nice to see you. It's Cicely, Arik. I look different.
Yeah, Cicely. Yeah. I recognize you.
Yeah, a new person.
Yeah, you look beautiful.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Look nice. You look nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So,
thank you, Swati. Thanks. You've been a part of this looking great.
thank you.
And I just wanted to ask the question. You said, how long should you be in the sun?
I would suggest like 1 hour to 2 hours every day to begin. Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you need to be out there all through the day, but unless you are not used to it, please don't expose yourself, because that might just burn your skin. So slowly get adapted to it. You'll understand when your skin is happy and if it is not happy, because the moment you start feeling the pinching in your skin.
You said that, yeah. I've paid attention to that. Because, Swati, I did, I mentioned I'm here in Africa now. And the soul was, the soul was always happy soul, but the body just needed something. I knew that I would always thrive in the heat. I've always known that. And now I'm here. I am doing so well. I'm so happy. I can truly say that I am happy. Soul, mind, body is happy. And I spend a lot of time in the sun. I pay attention to that pinching you said. I don't get that. But the body, like I don't get any skin rash. I usually in the sun, I would get skin rash, but I'm getting none of that's happening to me. And for the first time ever, your protocols helped me, Swati, back in the States in regards to what I need to do, what I need to look out for. And, you know, you had shared with me, because I from a child, I've always had problems having proper bowel movements. And I've always had to take a Senna-T or a laxative or multifiber every day. And once I got to Africa, I had the whole kind of detox, what happened, you know, regular. But now it's really balanced out, and I don't have to touch that stuff anymore.
I'm so happy for you.
Yes, and I've detoxed. I've lost an extra 10 pounds since I've been here. But as you can see, I don't look gaunt or like, you know, whatever. I'm healthy. And I'm doing those things like yesterday, the body, I sort of OD'd a little bit on eating nuts. And I said, okay, now it's time to just eat fruits and rest. As you said, if I want to sleep, just go to sleep. And so I did that. And I just ate some fruit. And today I felt better. So it's the key thing is, Swati, is listen to your body. And I love how you say that. It's important. You say, if you sleep, sleep. I slept for about 4 hours yesterday. I needed it. And, you know, I just ate I did my fruit fast, you know, 2 days. I did that. And I'm doing okay. So sometimes it takes, and I've heard people say, like, you maybe need to go somewhere else, go to another country, and like, yeah, really, especially in this environment. But I did it. I'm here. I'm here in Africa. I moved into a place where I knew I would be happy, that my body would be happy, that I am. And everybody says, I feel it, like they could feel the energy. They don't even see me. They feel the energy that I am happy and I'm doing very, very well. So I want to thank both you and Arik for this platform. And, you know, Swati, for your wonderful advice, very caring, loving advice. And it's really helped me tremendously. So I want to thank you both for, you know, wondrful things. Yes. And I just want to say also that listen to body. If I need to be breatharian, I'll be breatharian. If I need to be a fruitarian, I'll be a liquidarian. Whatever I want to be, I can be that at any time I feel I need to. Just be natural, not to be so pigeonholed into one place. I just do it all. Like you suggested to me, Cicely, just fast before you travel. And I fasted for 2 days. And I believe that helped me to sort of keep me safe from anything that's going on out there. So all those methods were very useful. So thank you.
Thank you. So happy for you. And to just touch this point where you said before, whenever you went into the sun, you would get rashes, and now you don't get rashes anymore.
No.
Because the sun used to pull out the toxins. That's what the rashes were. And now that you have detoxed enough, your skin doesn't need to throw out any more toxins. So you don't get the rashes anymore.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Nice piece of information. Thank you.
So really happy for you.
Thank you, Swati. Arik, thank you.
Isn't too much sun a problem? Like,
no, it is not. Unless I told you, if you're not used to it. See, if you just go into the sun too suddenly, like you've never been in the sun for longer than maybe 20 minutes in a day, and suddenly you overexpose yourself for a couple of hours, you will have a burnt skin because your body is not used to it, right? So just slowly get adapted to it, and then you will, the sun is never too much for you. It is the best thing that you can do for yourself. If you can be out there all through the day, and if your skin is able to take it, that is the best thing you're doing for yourself.
Doesn't it age the skin? Like,
no. The aging that you see on the skin is actually the toxins being burnt by the sun.
So you don't need to apply any sunscreen.
Never, ever, never, ever, no toxin, no chemicals on your body. They are chemical poisons. Because see, when you have applied the sunscreen on your skin and when you go out in the sun, what happens is the sunlight reacts with the chemicals in the sunscreen. And that is what can cause you skin cancer and not going out in the sun without the sunscreen.
So you don't need to apply anything.
Anything at all. None of the animals out there, none of the trees or plants out there standing in the sun day in and out apply anything on themselves. They are perfectly fine and okay.
But animals, they have fur, and people have bare skin.
Yeah, you have fair skin. And one more thing is you've been living indoors all through your life. And that is one of the reasons why it is not going to be easy for you to go out in the sun just like that. Suddenly for a longer bouts of time. So slowly get used to it, and you will see that actually you are perfectly okay. So start with maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, slowly go on to 20 minutes, half an hour. At the moment you start feeling the pinching on your skin, that is the time when your skin is saying like it is not able to take it anymore. So just get indoors. That is enough for that particular day. And with time, you'll notice that you are able to stay out in the sun longer than before.
And what about people that have very light skin? It's not a problem for them? Like that
yes.
move to hot countries and
Yeah.
it's not a problem? Like
it's not a problem in the long run. As I told you, you just need to get adapted. You just need to get used to it. With time, your skin will become more healthier by being more exposed to the sun.
Really?
Yes.
Because they say the sun ages you.
The sun doesn't age you. The way you are eating, you have a lot of unwanted stuff inside the body. You have a lot of unwanted stuff in every cell. Like people are constipated at the cellular level. So the moment you are exposed to the sun, it dries up, it burns up the toxic matter in the skin, in the cells. So that is what reflects like aged skin. But if you keep on continuing with the same activity, if you keep on hydrating yourself well, if you keep on eating the right foods, you will see that actually the body is going to shed that aged skin and you are going to turn over a new leaf and you're going to look 20 years younger than you were looking before.
Because everybody they say that the sun ages your skin and you have to apply sunscreen. And
no, that's a marketing gimmick. They always sell their sunscreens
to sell sunscreen.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You know, I just want to say in regards to this, the lighter skin, darker skin, it really doesn't matter because most of my life I've been in cold countries. I was born in the UK, lived in the US, so my skin has been adapted to that cold climate. So coming to Africa and being in the sun was new for the skin. As I said, I always hid and always wrapped up myself because I would get heat rash, which was very uncomfortable. But now it's just like I've been in the sun like an hour, 2 hours, and I've not had any issues whatsoever. So it's not really a skin color, tone, whatever. It's based on what you've been used to. My skin was used to cold climates and it would react accordingly. I didn't want to go to hot places because my skin, as I said, would get the rash. Now I don't, because like you said, my body is detoxed enough. So now my body's okay. My skin is okay.
Yes. I can give a couple of more examples here. Sometimes when people come and stay with me or people who are following the protocols that I try to help them with, they usually, when they begin with, the moment they start getting more of sun exposure, sometimes people can just start feeling some itching or rashes coming up. And with time, I just keep telling them, it's okay, just keep on continuing with this activity. Don't stop going on the sun. And with time, they notice that they stop itching, they stop getting rashes, they start feeling better. And after a couple of months, the skin has literally changed so much, like it feels as though they've been to the they've got a really they've gone to the beauty parlors or got a complete skin, a massage and detoxification, peeling or whatever. Yeah. So this is what happens just by being in nature and following the right lifestyle. That is it. You don't need to do anything externally. Internally, the whole body takes care of itself. It stops getting rashes. It stops getting aged. The skin literally turns over a new leaf, and you start looking 10 to 20 years younger, flat. Yeah.
Amazing.
So dehydration is not because of the sun, but because of the toxins.
Yes, it is. The dehydration is from inside, not from the outside.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, any more questions? Okay, Swati, we got few questions here in the chat. First of all, Swati, you got few very nice compliments for your meditation and for the information you are giving. So thank you very much. You have quite a lot of nice things here. And then Lakshmi is asking, Debs is asking, can you explain more on dry fasting and its correlation to emotional detox? Or
Yeah.
what healing modality would you recommend for emotional detox?
Right. A very good question. Yeah. Dry fasting does help in emotional detox because the moment you start fasting, you are giving your body complete rest. The body internally doesn't have to do any processing or metabolizing. So what it starts doing is it starts using its energy to do the other pending works which has not been taken care of in all these days or years. So it starts doing more of cleaning. It starts trying to collect unwanted stuff and throw it out. So very often people may experience, like during their fast, you can see that some people are short-tempered, some people get angry, some people are more irritable. So this shows that along with the toxic matter that the body is moving, the toxic emotions which were being held are also getting released. So yeah, so whenever somebody's fasting, there's a lot of detoxification happening. The body is releasing a lot of unwanted matter along with unwanted emotions. So it helps you detox that way. But then before dry fasting, it's really very important to hydrate yourself from inside first before you go onto a dry fast. Your body will indicate when it is ready for a dry fast. Able to give more information on this part because he is a veteran in this field. Like you've been guiding so many people with fasting, so you will be able to give people more information on this.
Yeah, you mean me?
Yeah.
yeah, but I must say I don't have much experience. I don't have I have experience in short fasting, not in. So for if you want to do some long dry fast, you have to ask someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So then you got lots of compliments from Lakshmi. She says, thank you for your helpful tools dealing with negative situations. Thank you for your beautiful sessions. So, and she also left a few more comments in the same style. So thank you, Lakshmi. It's good to know that you're enjoying it. And also Bogdan is asking, what about dark spots?
Yeah, the dark spots, as I explained before, they are actually toxins being pulled out by the sun. So the body will overcome it. Just help the body to be more hydrated and let the body throw out more toxins. The moment the level of toxins will go down, the dark spots also will go away.
Cool.
Going out in the sun and getting some dark spots.
Cool. And then we have another question from Gayatri. Bogdan says great, like the guy who asked this question. Then we have another question from Gayatri, and she is asking, hello, Swati, how to overcome anemia?
Yeah. For overcoming anemia, it's very important that you have lots of fruits and lots of green leaves, and your intestines have to be clean enough to be able to absorb whatever you have eaten. So see to it that you have in regular bowel movements, the bowels are cleaning well. And after that, if you eat lots of fruits and green leaves, the body is going to produce enough amount of red blood cells that your body is going to need. Yep.
Okay, wow, amazing. So Mala is saying, fantastic talk, Swati. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mala. So guys, do you have any more questions?
Where can we find more content since I haven't been here from the beginning?
I have one.
Yes,
I have
please.
one. Okay, after detoxing, I've been doing this for about a couple years now, meditating, detoxing, everything. And I've lost quite a lot of weight. So, and I don't want to build muscle. So what would your advice be in terms of just kind of helping the elasticity? I've looked into the singing forks, the vibrational Reiki, a lot of the energy, and I'm also certified in biofeedback. But what other advice would you give someone just for that elasticity? And I'm 60, so
You look really great for 60. You don't look 60.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
I would say that you were in your 40s or something like that.
Well, I based on there's this lady on the internet I've been following, and she said based on our age, our insides are half that. So my inside is 30.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So as for your question, what I would say is it's best to see to it that you're very well hydrated from inside. And the best way to hydrate yourself is by consuming water through the best source. And the best source of getting water is through fruits, because the water in the fruits is alive. It has been absorbed from the ground. It's been enriched by the sun's rays. It's been enriched by the cosmic energies. So this water, it has some enzymes in it, which is very, very similar to the enzymes in the blood. So it's very easily assimilated by the body, absorbed by the body. So that's the best form of water you can give your body. Hydrate yourself with the best form of water. And that is
Okay. All right. Okay. I have also been following this Dr. Morris. He has his own website, drmorris.tv, and he emphasizes grape juice. So I have a Vitamix, and I spin it and then pour it through a nut bag. So I've been juicing, and my intake is probably about 90% juice for about a year now.
Wow.
So
that's great.
I'm determined.
That's great. That's superb.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Then we got another message from Mariam. She says, thank you for the valuable information, and thanks, Arik, for arranging the webinar. So yeah, so you see, people are really happy to be here. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, guys. So Swati, in relation to the sun, but what to do? What can people do who live in colder countries, who don't get much exposure to the sun? Can they somehow contact the sun mentally or in their meditation, or what would you suggest that they do?
Yeah, I can suggest three different ways how you can get in touch with the sun. First thing is, even if there's no sun out there, please go out, because even if the sun is not there, the radiations are still there in the environment. So go out there, look at nature, because the radiations go into your body faster through your eyes. So absorb the radiations out there. And yes, you might have to be covered fully because you may feel the cold. So even through the eyes, you can absorb the sun's radiations. So still still go out even if there's not enough of sun out there. Firstly, secondly, you can get the sun's radiations in the form of fruits. So when you consume fruits, you also consume the goodness of the sun's rays that the fruits have absorbed.
Wow.
So that's another way through which you can get in the sun inside you. And the third way is how you suggested, by meditating and concentrating on the sun and imagining the sun and the warmth and the sun's rays in a natural place.
Yeah.
Even by imagining the right situation in your mind, you can make your body feel very comfortable and very warm. And that is also one way by which you can bring in sun into your life.
You mean just surround the body with the physical warmth from outside, yeah?
Yes.
And make it really, really comfortable on the body.
And yourself being in a very beautiful natural place where it's very sunny and where the nature is really very thriving and bountiful. So that can make you feel as though you are actually out there in the sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've heard that in terms of the mind and the body, there is no difference. Like the body doesn't distinguish between the real environment and the imaginary one.
Yes, very true, very true. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that is amazing. Amazing information. Okay, guys, any more questions?
Hi, Swati. I'm glad to hear. I have a couple of questions. Can I go ahead?
Yes,
Sure,
please.
absolutely.
So earlier I messaged about being anemic. So I have been into this path of holistic life, and few people told me that being on intermittent fasting will really help in cleaning the intestines and all. So, but it's been an year I've been doing the intermittent fasting and being on the fruit for till 1 p.m. But
Awesome.
it still did not help me much. So what would you really suggest for this?
Yeah, what I understand is the intestines are not yet fully cleaned, because that is why it is not actually able to absorb whatever you have eaten. So just check how your bowel movements are, and see to it that how much ever you're consuming in a day, just observe whether you're able to eliminate a little bit more than what you have consumed in the previous day. So the more you are eliminating, the cleaner your gut is going to become. And when the gut is clean enough, the absorption is going to be really good.
Okay.
So intermittent fasting will help you. Yeah, 1 year might not be enough for the gut to get cleansed. You might, if you want to do that in a shorter time, maybe you need to go into more 100% into fruits or on raw food, or you might have to go on to juice fasting, or hydrate yourself well and start fasting for at least 36 hours a week or something like that. So give more rest to your body, and the more rest you're going to give to your body, it is going to cleanse faster.
And one more thing I have been facing is how to stop cravings.
How to
when I
cravings.
So when I cook food for my kids or my family members, I'll be craving and I'll be eating that. Even my mind is set for the fasting.
Yeah. So the best way to control your cravings is to keep yourself well fed all the time. Like always keep yourself well stocked of a lot of fruits and vegetables. So when you have enough stock, and pre-plan your meals beforehand, so that before you are really very hungry, you will know what you're going to eat and you eat it. So don't cook before you have eaten for yourself first, so that on an empty stomach, if you're cooking, then the cravings are going to be stronger. So eat yourself for yourself first, satiate yourself first, and then do the cooking. So when you are satisfied, when the stomach is filled up, then the cravings are not going to be strong at all, because you're already filled up. Right? Okay. So you need to think on those lines. You need to be prepared. You need to be planned. You need to plan everything beforehand so that you don't really slip. So stocking is the first key. Stock yourself really well and plan your meals beforehand so that you know what you're going to eat the next time you're going to be hungry, so that you don't end up looking around and thinking like, okay, I don't want to eat this and I don't want to eat that. And so this way, if you are fed in time, then the cravings are not going to be that strong.
One final question, Swati. So you told us to, there is a UV depletion in the sun rays, we heard, right? So because of that, there are some harmful rays coming upon us, and that is where we are getting pigmented. Because I have a lot of pigmentation upon my face, and when I reached out doctor, he has told that there is just because of UV rays, you are getting this. Any comments on this?
Yeah, this is just a little bit of misinformation, because the sun has always been having all sorts of rays in them, the positive and the negative. that doesn't affect our skin, because it's not just you or me who's being exposed to the sun's light. It's every other creature out there that is being exposed to the sun's rays, right? The pigmentation that's happening on your skin is, as I told before, it's the toxins that the sunlight is burning. Actually, the sunlight, the moment you go out in the sun, it pulls out the toxins to the surface and it starts burning it, because it wants to remove it from you. So this is why you have the pigmentation. You just help yourself to be cleansed from inside. The more cleansed your intestines and your internals are going to be, your skin is going to reflect it very soon, and you'll see that there's no more pigmentation on your face anymore.
So I can go at 3 o'clock also, right?
Yeah, anytime. You don't need the sunscreen at all. When the doctors tell you that the sun is causing trouble, they are only trying to sell some sunscreen to you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Swati. Very informative. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys. So any more questions? So Swati, I just wanted to ask you, if you have a person who is really, really stressed and they recognize that it affects their body negatively, like what would be their first steps to get rid of that person who is not experienced in meditation, who is eating maybe regular food, but they do have this spark of understanding that it's harmful, their lifestyle, very stressed, unhealthy? What should they start with from?
The first and foremost and the immediate thing somebody can do is to breathe. Just be aware and check the way you're breathing. Very often you will be actually taking shorter breaths. So just take deeper breaths, take longer, breathe in shorter and breathe out longer. Slowly, 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 you will see to it that your mind and body is calming down. And once you're calmed down, you will be able to face the situations better and react better. So that's the best and the shortest and the simplest thing that somebody can do to calm themselves down or to calm down their emotions.
Okay, and then gradually to change their diet, to maybe introduce some relaxation and meditation. Yeah, so just step by step, and of course, Swati, they can contact you because you have lots of experience in this field, so you can guide them through all this process. Yeah, even online. Okay, guys. So do we? It's. I just want you guys to know that it's almost 1 a.m. in India, where Swati lives. So if you don't have any more questions, we'll just let her go and sleep. But if you do have any more questions, you're welcome to ask.
That's it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, Swati, so now towards the end, I would like you to, as usual, to tell you a little bit about your services, like how can people contact you, either online, or we have lots of people from India in the group, so maybe they can come to you physically and get your services. So could you please tell us about that?
Yeah, to begin with, like people can contact me over WhatsApp and try to fix an appointment for a consultation. And once they are convinced about if they want to follow this way of lifestyle, they can always try to take up an online support from me, maybe for a month or maybe for 3 months or maybe for longer, as per their needs. So I also guide people online, and I do daily hand-holding and supporting them. And if not, if the issues are more deeper and if they need more of personal attention, they can also travel to me and they can come and stay with me. I live in Arik, so my place is around 100 kilometers from Chennai airport. So the easiest way is to fly down to Chennai and then take a taxi and reach my place. And once you come and stay with me, you can stay for whatever time that is needed for you to stay here, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. Or if you can't stay that long, maybe 15 days, and just learn and experience this sort of lifestyle. And then once you start feeling comfortable, once you've learned enough, you can just go back home and continue with your healing journey.
Wow, amazing. So what kind of conditions would you what kind of conditions are you specialized in helping people with?
All sorts of health issues, physical and mental, all sorts. Yeah, I've had people who have been going through a lot of mental stress, and people who have been under medication for more than 25 years for anxiety. And I've helped such people to overcome and get rid of their medications and live a healthy and normal life now. Like there was a came from the US, and she was suffering very, very badly from depression and anxiety. And when she came to me, I did not have much of idea of actually what status she was in. But after she came here, I realized that she was actually going through a lot of, she was in a really very, very bad state. Like she had been dysfunctional for the last 10 years. She was on medication for 25 years, and last 10 years, she was completely dysfunctional. She wouldn't even leave her room, or she would not even leave her bed. And she would always be abusing her husband and her mom, thinking they were the reason for her state of life. And yes, she was in a very, very bad state. But then she had realized that she wanted to get rid of the medication. So she decided to come to me on her own. And after she came here, we took almost 1 month to slowly wean her out of the medications. Like we stopped the medicines gradually. And after that, she stayed for 5 more months with me. And in those 5 months, we saw her changing from a very, very hypersensitive woman where she would be crying all the time, or she would be stressed all the time. She would be anxious all the time. And until the day when she left me after 6 months, when she left, she was literally happy, smiling, playing with everybody, and literally able to sit and talk and have a normal conversation with everyone. So she's a very calm down woman today. And the family is really, really very happy and grateful that she went through this sort of transformation by just changing the food habits and the lifestyle.
Wow.
So all sorts of issues, like people have come for lots of diabetics have been able to get over their medications. A lot of people with high blood pressure have been able to get over their medications. People with arthritis, people with irritable bowel syndromes. So PCOD, just name it, like all health issues, because basically in Nature Cure, we just believe like there's only one disease, and that is toxin in the body, in any part of the body. Like if the toxins is concentrated in your heart, then you have heart disease. If the toxins are concentrated in your lungs, then you have breathing issues. So you give it different names, but basically the issue is same. It is only toxins in the body. And the cure is also one, and that is just helping your body to remove the toxins.
Wow. Amazing, amazing, guys.
Anybody with any sort of physical and mental health issue can try to adopt this way of lifestyle to get over this, get over their health issues.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, guys, so you will find Swati's contact details below this video, and take this opportunity to contact her. Just imagine she has been in this realm of healing and fasting healing, this kind of realm since the age of 5, right? More or less, like since a really, really young age. So she definitely knows what she's talking about. Swati, so now towards the end, I want to ask you, like, you know, it's almost 1 a.m. in India, but you look very, very energetic, you know, like as if it's like midday or something like that. So what's your secret?
Of course, the lifestyle and the food habits that I'm following is first thing. And secondly, I love talking about this. So when it just can be anybody, you or me, whenever you're talking about something that you really love, you can just forget everything. You can forget, you can forget your sleep, you can forget everything and anything.
Wow. Wow.
So, it's nature's blessings, I can say.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's so, so touching. Okay, Swati, so thank you so, so much. It was really, really uplifting and enlightening. And thank you so, so much. And thank you guys for the participation. So
Thank you, Arik.
Thank you so much, Swati and Arik.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, and the blessings to
Thank
all
you,
of
Arik.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Om
Thank you.
Shanti.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It was lovely, beautiful. Thank you. Beautiful.
Yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, like if you enjoy, guys, it's our pleasure. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, Om Shanti. Blessings to everyone. Bye bye.